Hi everybody, it's your friend Dan Watsons. We're outside. You see there's nice blue skies outside today because it actually is kind of nice weather today. Finally, it's kind of finally some nice weather today. So what are we doing? We're walking a buddy, Dallas the puppy. Okay, pretty soon I'm gonna probably not be calling it the Dallas the Puppy Show. I'm just gonna call it the Dan and Dallas Show. I'm gonna drop the words to. Actually, tomorrow, I'm thinking of dropping off the words "the puppy" and just call it the Dan and Dallas Show. All right, so I'm gonna just go off on a limb here and say that from all the videos you have seen of Dan and Dallas the puppy, I think it's about time that my dog gets promoted. You know what I mean by that? It means not have his show have the words "the puppy" after it anymore. So instead of saying Dan and Dallas the Puppy Show, I'm just gonna call it the Dan and Dallas Show. Alright, it's just more easier, make it more simple, make it simplified. That's what I'll do from now going forward. It just be the Dan and Dallas Show. No more the puppy. It won't be the puppy because my puppy is now a dog. So again, promoted. But anyway, as more disappointing than the eggs she laid. But yeah, we're just straight balling rolling right now. We're just up here in the front of Tiny Town. My neighborhood. My neighborhood from where I lived for 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. But anyway, not a lot going on right now, as you could probably imagine. Oh, I also have to show you. One of the neighbors that was formerly scrunched up is finally at Old Grumpy Mark's spots. Yes, Old Grumpy Mark is not there anymore, so now they have the torque. Now they have the neighbor with the torque living at the spot where Old Grumpy Mark used to live. I did a special like a few weeks ago about the final days of Grumpy Mark. Though I've mentioned about Grumpy Mark, he was never on any of my videos. But I talked about Grumpy Mark, but no, Grumpy Mark is not here anymore. However, now the person with the torque is now living where Grumpy Mark is. And Grumpy Mark he's not coming back. He's not coming back. So that is much to be said. But anyway, aside from talking about stuff we've already done, what else are we going to be talking about? Well, we're walking through the tree line right now. As you can see, there is a lot of maple trees. We live by a lot of maple trees, actually. Lots of maple trees. We have lots of maple trees, lots of pine trees. Because, we're in the woods. The woods. The woods of what we call Cottageville, which is actually, Tiny Town's actually on the edge of Cottageville. But now if you go west, it's Walterboro, and if you go east, it's Somerville. I thought I told you that from the very first video I did, but in case you guys didn't know that, now you know. But anyway, we're just walking puppy right now, or should we start saying walking Dallas right now? We need to start by changing the format of the Dan and Dallas Show so that we refrain from using the word puppy and start calling him by his real name. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. Instead of calling him little buddy or my brother or puppy, I'm going to start calling him by his name. Little self-improvement, to make things more serious over here on the Hutchins Hut. Because we're going to get back to business. But anyway, we're just walking in kind of a circle right now. We just totally did a circle. But not like anyone really cares. Because everybody just kind of does stuff to themselves. Or does stuff with themselves. And they don't get a hoot or yammer what I do. Because like I said, if people already know that I'm a content creator, then whatever. But I kind of am a content creator. I've been a content creator for over 10 years. And you guys already know that. At least the long-term people already know that. But anyway, I've been a content creator for over 10 years. I started making content, or I made a channel back in 2013. And now we're going in 2025. So yeah, I've been making content for over 10 years. But aside from that matter, what else are we going to be talking about? Well, now since we told you about now, one of our neighbors had moved into Grumpy Mark's spot, and I talked about some changes or some slight changes to the Dan and Dallas Show and all that stuff. Now on with the real news. Okay, so you want to know what I did today? Well, to be simple and to be quite frank, I actually woke up, did the same exact thing I did today, just like I did every other day this year. I woke up, I helped my dad, he takes a shower, we go on a ride, and then we come home. Basically like the same thing over and over again. But there's a catch. Okay? Since today is the last day of 2024, yes, today's the last day of 2024. It's the New Year's Eve. Yeah, today is New Year's Eve. So happy New Year's Eve to all the people. And I do want to say thank you for all the people who have been sticking around. The very few people who've stuck around. Thank you. But now, what I do have to say is that I had promised you guys a bunch of specials for 2025. I think I made something on the community tab somewhere. You guys never check community tab, but I might have to go over and look and decide, be like, okay, which of these specials are actually going to be specials? And then kind of narrow it down from that. I already told you I'm going to do a Sonic the Hedgehog special where I do all 3 of the movies. I already told you that. So aside from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 film special and my review about each of them, there's not really any other specials beside that. Besides the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 film trilogy special and my review about that. Which I'm not even going to be doing that until closer to the summer. Because with the turnaround time where movies are in theaters and stuff, I'm not going to probably be doing that special until later in 2025. So, you guys are going to have to wait a while for that. But anyway, the case in point I'm trying to get to is, oh yeah, I did want to tell you that there's a new Spider-Man series coming on Disney+. I don't know if I'm going to do reviews about it or not. I don't know. It kind of looks kind of cheap. And to be honest, I feel like the Spider-Man series they're doing on the 29th of January, I feel like it's going to be kind of cheap. Kind of looks like a cheap way. Kind of like a cheap way to advertise Spider-Man. Because like I said, it's like, okay, yeah, but there's all this fan talk and all this complaints already saying about how they changed Norman Osborn and how Norman Osborn is now race swapped and all that bullshit. I'm like, I'm not going to focus about that too much. It's the same thing as like when Batman changed Jim Gordon to be black. It's It's no big difference. It's really no big difference. But anyway, on the fate of the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, the future of Robert Pattinson Batman is not looking so good. In fact, it's got delayed to 2027. Now it's got delayed to October 2027. I don't know if I told you now, but now you know. Batman Part 2 with Robert Pattinson is not going to happen now until 2027. Assuming that it won't get delayed again, but if it does, then whatever. But anyway, less and less people are starting to care about the project anyway, because James Gunn has already got his mindset on trying to figure out this Superman stuff. So I don't know. Robert Pattinson's kind of standing around waiting and being like, hey, am I going to have my movie or no? But at the same time, it's like, oh, is James Gunn actually going to incorporate Batman? Well, yeah, sort of, but not really. Man, honestly, it's getting kind of annoying, actually, because it's like, oh, the next movie that we're supposed to be getting after Superman is not going to be until Supergirl. So we're going to have Superman and then Supergirl. And then for the third movie, I can't tell you that far because I don't know. But a lot of people are already speculating it's either going to be Teen Titans or it's going to be Brave and the Bold, which is a Batman story. But again, I'm not that far into the future yet, so I don't know. But a lot of people want to predict and say, hey, the third film in DCU is going to be Teen Titans, or the third film in DCU is going to be Brave and the Bold. We don't know. Also, there's supposed to be projects on the Authority, and there's supposed to be projects on the other stuff, such as like Swamp Thing and Peacemaker. And they're already talking about now doing lots of other things, like they're thinking about bringing Ezra Miller back as the Flash. And they're saying, oh, we love Ezra. But then a lot of people like, no, Ezra is not good. He is not the best Flash at all. He's not the best Flash by any means. In fact, the CW Flash was generally more favorable. And I can tell you that from experience after watching all 9 seasons of The Flash. After watching all 9 seasons of The Flash, I can tell you the CW did The Flash way more better justice than the movie did. I'm just telling you. But a lot of people want to defend and say, hey, we like Ezra's movie. We want to make him a second movie. But that would be kind of pointless, kind of stupid, kind of dumb, and waste of money. Because, I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to have him go against Captain Boomerang? Are you going to have him against Captain Cold? Are you going to have him against Reverse Flash? Or are you going to have him, what are you going to have him as? You know, it's like, are you really, really, really going to think that people are going to sell and buy the idea of wasting $20 of their hard money to go to the theater and see a second Flash movie? I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway, as we're going over 14 minutes in the video, we got to be in mind that we got to bring Puppy inside and all that, because he's starting to get kind of restless and he's starting to kind of whimper a bit. But case in point, if you want to support a movie, you go support a movie. But if you don't want to support a movie, don't support that movie. Simple as said. If you want to support a movie, support the movie. If you don't support a movie, don't support the movie. Simple enough logic said and done. But anyway, that's what the future is right now. I don't really know. But again, beyond Supergirl, which will happen in 2026, beyond Supergirl in 2026, we don't know what the DCU is going to do. So I'll see you later.